What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to go over some fundamental problems that I think I found in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Now, the fact of the matter is, I'm level 21 and I've played Master Duel a lot. Steam says I have about 245 hours as of recording this video. So it's not because I don't enjoy this game, I really do. But I feel like there are a few, shall we say, hindrances to the game and the way that it works, and there are a lot of things I wish could be different. So we're going to go over a few of them. By no means am I some sort of pro duelist. You can see here I'm only plat 4. I'm not like, special in this regard. I'm not particularly good at the game. However, let's talk a little bit about what kind of things are problematic in the game. For example, we'll start with number 1. There is a lot of focus on PvP to be able to get anything good. And by that I mean, you obviously have the events. The events are great. Actually, a lot of people have a lot of fun in the events. I'm one of them. The events oftentimes are quite fun. However, it can also be a breeding ground for toxicity in the game, completely. There is no question about it. Sometimes these PvP duels and people just want to flex, and it can get kind of toxic. Luckily in the events, obviously, it doesn't matter that much. You can just surrender without the biggest issue. But the problem becomes more of an issue in ranked. By that I mean, you are forced into playing ranked very quickly. I say very, I don't mean very, but it's pretty quick that that the gem earning dries up. I've calculated that you get about 3,400-ish gems per month just from logging in and doing your dailies, which is pretty good. However, 4,350 gems, I think it was, per month, just for logging in and doing your dailies. Now, obviously, I've started on my dailies already, but the dailies are obviously these ones. This at the moment just has activate a trap card, but you get 3 new ones every day. And combined with the login and doing these, you get the 145 gems daily. 3,450 gems is a decent amount, but the issue is that they can only be done in PvP. What I mean by that means you have to play ranked. I'm someone who has completed all the solo gates and drained all of the gems that you can possibly get. You can see complete, clear, complete, clear. Once you've gotten to a certain point and you've done all this, that's all of your free gems done with. You can't get any more. Just so we're all on the same page, each one of these gates nearly give 200 gems for completion or for clearing it. So once you've done all that, it's over. There's nothing more you can do about it. It's fully finished. You can't do any other ways of gaining gems outside of playing ranked. Now, if we go into ranked, just for argument's sake, you can see here, rewards list here, you can see you get 100 gems per rank up. That means for every 4, at the moment I have 2 more wins and I rank up. But at the moment, that means you can only get 100 gems per 4 wins. 4 wins. If you get stopped in that, it suddenly becomes quite a time sink, because if you say, for example, right now, if I lose 2 games now, and I lose this where I'm at, the streak I'm at, that ends up becoming that I have to play another 4 duels in a row to be able to rank up and get the 100 gems. Someone like me, I prefer PvE modes in most of the games that I play, just generally speaking. So it can be quite anxiety inducing almost to straight up have to play ranked all the time. I didn't play ranked until last month, and I've been playing this game for, I don't want to say a year, it's not been that long, but quite a long time. I would say it's definitely over like 7-8 months where I've just been sort of had it installed, fell in and out of love with it, whatever. But then last month, I managed to put together a Snake Eyes deck after a lot of grinding and went into ranked for the first time, and basically shot through the ranks to platinum. Not because I understood the deck. This is another fundamental issue we'll get into shortly. Point being is there's a lot of work that goes into getting these gems. And granted, you could theoretically say, oh, but the dailies is enough, right? 4,350 gems per month just for logging in. that's not bad. And you'd be right if it didn't force you into ranked. If it could be completed in casual mode, in solo mode, or even have a separate mode altogether. The only benefit is that they can be completed in events. Events count for the dailies, which is good. Then we move into why PvP is an issue. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people just log into this game to have some fun, build some interesting decks, and play around with it. But then there are a lot of people also, specifically in the ranked ladder, who are going to be using very high-powered decks. That's not strictly speaking true for everybody, of course, and it's funny, it's rich coming from me, someone who's built Snake Eyes, the most powerful deck in the game at this moment in time. However, the situation becomes, if I want to play, let's say for example, one of my favorite decks, Sword Soul. I want to play Sword Soul. I know I'm going to get rolled a lot of the time in ranked because they're going to be running decks that will not work against Sword Soul. Like, Sword Soul won't be able to do anything. And then you end up in a weird paradox because it's like, I would rather play the deck against something that's a little bit less PvP orientated, maybe casual mode, etc., etc. But none of the you know, the extra bits like the gems you earn come from those modes. So in my mind, one of the fundamental problems is there's a heavy reliance on PvP in this game, and you definitely want, or people like me would like to be able to do the daily events or daily challenges, shall we say, without the necessity to run in PvP. I would love that, and I'm sure a lot of other people would. Another thing to consider with Master Duel and a lot of the PvP-ness of it is people will surrender left and right. And that's obviously, yes, it's a free win and you're happy in the moment. And this actually happened to me last season when I first started playing Snake Eyes. I straight up couldn't learn how to play my deck. No joke. Like, I had the deck, I built it, I thought, now I can go and try and learn how to play it. I went into solo mode. Obviously, I'd already completed everything, but solo mode to just try some combos, and I got an idea, but it's not a realistic representation of what a normal human being would do against you. You know, these bots don't have Ash Blossoms, Maxis, all these interruptions and negates. They don't have those. So I thought, right, let me try and go into, you know, casual mode. That must be where people try their decks for the first time, just learning. Before, I'd never done casual mode. Like I said, I'd mostly just played PvP, or PvE, sorry, specifically for the gems and stuff to be able to build decks and be able to buy cards, etc. So when I went into casual Duel, I couldn't understand why so many people just, I played one card and they surrendered immediately. I was like, that's odd. So I played again. I think I went into 3 games, played a card, and immediately they surrendered. I then was told by the Discord at Master Duel Meta, telling me that you don't take a meta deck into casual mode, and obviously Snake Eyes is the meta deck at the moment, so I couldn't learn in there. So I ended up playing ranked. I had to play ranked to be able to learn how to use my deck. So I was like, all right, fine, let me go into ranked and just sort of see. The issue then becomes, like I said, my ranked started literally last season. Like, I have not played ranked before, so I was starting at the bottom of the barrel. But when I got into, after playing Sword Soul a little bit to get a few extra gems for the thing, so I think I started maybe silver. I'm playing the Snake Eyes deck, and I summon one card, immediately enemy just surrenders. And that continued on and on and on. Like, of course, there were a couple of duels here and there, but it was not long before people were surrendering, for sure. And that was kind of an issue, because I, now looking back, never learned how to play my deck optimally. Like, of course, I can look at replays and stuff like that, but there's a difference in actually being in the situation that you're in and learning your deck as you go. So, like, for example, this is the deck at the moment I'm running in ranked. It may be bad, it's doing its job. For the most part, this is the deck I'm running in ranked right now. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing. Like, this is a pretty bog standard, I think, version of, like, you can see Fictinium from the Snake Eyes Discord. He posted his deck list. I did some changes. It probably shouldn't be called that anymore, but yeah. this situation, he does not run TriixstaR, by the way. If Victinium even sees this, I know he doesn't run this. In fact, I'm changing the name right now. But yeah, so this situation is that I didn't know, or still to this day almost don't know how to play the deck ideally, like how to do it properly. And now I'm sitting in platinum. People are better than me. You know, the match history will say, yes, I have 2 wins on the trot here, but I have a lot of losses as well. Well, last season, not right now, because apparently I'm doing pretty well at the moment. Besides the point being is I don't want to play PvP ideally, but more often than that, I would like a more casual PvP mode. You know, I've literally sat in a game, I have nothing on the field, I have nothing in my hand, and my opponent, let's say I have 4k life points, my opponent will start comboing and all this stuff. That's when I'm gonna be like, all right, I surrender, because I don't want to sit and watch your little show of look at all the things I can do. Okay, it's not what's gonna happen. So that's like when I get frustrated and sort of rage surrender, if I'm gonna say it like that. But the fundamental problem is that Master Duel doesn't give enough ways to earn gems past a certain point. Like, it is very free to play friendly if you have patience and stuff like that, but eventually you reach a cap where you can no longer earn free gems without having to play PvP. Now, there are some people who will say, well, just play PvP, get good and learn the deck. And that's true. I fully stand by it. And I would probably still play ranked, even if it wasn't for the dailies and stuff like that. But I don't want to be forced to, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't want it to be that I have to play ranked. I think that this could be a situation where maybe have an event always active, for example. Maybe it doesn't even give any gems. Just give us an event where it's a fun mode where you can do your dailies, for example, right? Another thing to think about with Master Duel is it is very ultra rare heavy. Very, very ultra rare heavy. Like, it's very expensive to build a new deck, especially, God forbid, you don't have a secret pack to pull from. It can be extremely expensive. But then you end up with another sort of paradox of you need the gems to open the packs, but then you need to open the packs and pull the ultra rare you either need, or multiple ultra rares to craft them. There's another fundamental issue. If we go into, let's just for argument's sake take my normal deck here, to get Borrowload Savage Dragon, I can generate it for 30 UR dust, or I can pull it from Shot Through Fiction, the secret pack. What is the likelihood I'm going to get it through Shot Through Fiction? Very, very small. I only need one. So having it is one of those things where you need to hope that the one card in the 8 cards you get is an ultra rare and is the ultra rare you need. So at that point, you're almost in a position where it's like, okay, I need to just craft it. So you have to then spend 30 UR dust. But then on top of that, you end up in a situation where if you don't pull, you're only guaranteed, 10, in a pack of 10, in a set of 20 packs, sorry, you're guaranteed 1 ultra rare, 1, which means you're in 20 packs, that's 2,000 gems, you are guaranteed 10 ultra rare dust, or an ultra rare that you might be able to use. Now, the issue being in that, if you're guaranteed 10 in 20 packs, that means theoretically speaking, like, this doesn't happen very often. Oftentimes you will get more ultra rares, but let's take worst case scenario. You get 1 ultra rare in 20 packs. That means you have to pull from 60 packs to be able to craft 1 Borrowload Savage Dragon. Now, granted, depending on the packs you're pulling from, you could get other cards that are usable for other decks you may have or be interested in. That's possible. In fact, I can give you a perfect example. I was opening, I think, a branded deck, and I pulled Kashtira Fenrir in the master pack side of the secret pack, and I was absolutely flabbergasted. It was either Fenrir or Unicorn, one or the other. But I was absolutely stoked because I knew this goes in my deck, and it was expensive to be able to, like, because this is one of those ones that it came out in a collection back last year. You can't get it in a secret pack yet. So I was super excited to be able to just get it because it came from the Master Pack half. However, that's beside the point. The situation is it's extremely difficult to be able to get ultra rares that you need. When you start the game, you get one imperm, you get one. Let's actually just go to the store. Let's just go to the store. Maybe that's easier to explain what I mean, because you get these bundle deals, which at the end of the day, you don't get many of them. So, but these bundle deals, you get one Effect Veiler, one Triple Tactics Talent, one Nibiru, one Forbidden Droplet, one Infinite Impermanence, one Solemn Judgment, one Lightning Storm, and one Ash Blossom. Now, one of the fundamental things everybody in Yu-Gi-Oh! Who plays this game will tell you is use your first gems on buying pretty much all of these, right? You could make a debate and say that Solemn Judgment isn't that necessary. I like having it, but it's not like the be all and end all. The other ones are definitely more important. Same sort of thing for Lightning Storm. So Ash Blossom, Forbidden Droplet, Nibiru, Triple Tactics, Effect Veiler, and Imperm, you need them. So, but you get one. The rest of that is like, you're gonna need, I still only have one Nibiru and one Triple Tactics. I've got 2 Effect Veilers, 3 Ash Blossoms, 1 Forbidden Droplet, and 3 Imperms. So I've had to spend an extra, what is that, 24? I spent I've spent an extra, what is it, 30, 60, 90, 120 gems just completing, not 120 UR dust, just completing the 3-pack of Imperm and the 3-pack of Ash Blossom. If we then go back to, let's say, my Kashtira deck, which is, I would say, my most competitive deck, Max C, they don't give you. You need to get that yourself. That's in literally every single deck. That's 3 of them. That's 120 gems, 120 UR dust there. Ash Blossom, you have to spend for 2 of them. So Call of the Grave, most decks will run it at 2, which means you need the 2 that you're allowed to have, which in turn incurs an extra 60. All in all, you know, there are staple cards that you have to put UR dust into. That UR dust doesn't come from unless you are lucky in your packs that you pull from, and you're only guaranteed in a worst case scenario 1 ultra rare in 20 packs. This is why people get frustrated and stop playing the game. It starts feeling very pay to win. Now granted, it is mostly a patience to win, but it's a problem. It's a fundamental issue. People don't like to wait. I didn't even mention Crossout Designate is another 30 gems, you know? There are a lot of resources you need to have. Now granted, with these staples, once you use the gems, you're going to use them in almost every single deck you have, right? So it doesn't really make a huge difference. If you think of this deck, yes, it's expensive, but once these 3, the costs of those are deducted, it's not as bad. This is a very expensive deck, and I understand that, and I shouldn't be complaining. This deck took me months to build. Before anybody comes at me, this deck took me months of pulling from packs, collection packs, you know, hoping I get ultra rare cards, then decrafting them to be able to, you know, this was not you know, spend your money and you get it kind of thing. Another thing that could help with these ultra rare problems or ultra rare dust issues, things like this. I pulled Utopia Kaiser, for example, in the Legend, those little packs you get for free, classic packs, but I can't dismantle it. In fact, nothing you get from that pack can be dismantled at all. You can't dismantle any of it. So you end up in a situation where you're sitting with things that you have resources that you may never use. I don't know if I would ever use Utopia Kaiser, and I wouldn't be in a position where I'm immediately going to, you know, dismantle it. But it is in a situation where if I want the dust now, let me have the dust now, you know? So it's that kind of situation where you could help alleviate the problem that Konami, obviously, they want to make money themselves. But I think from what I've seen, especially in the rank ladder, they're making plenty of money on people just buying, you know, the trash in the shop. When I say trash, I mean things like these, the deck, the mates, the dual fields, you know, this Pyro Exceed. Some of them look really good by any means. And if you have a lot of extra gems and you want to use them, by all means, go ahead. But it's not exactly, you know, come on, they're not exactly needed in that regard, if you want to say it like that. But people are buying them, which means people are either wasting their gems or are putting their money into it, and that's fine. You know, they enjoy it, and I'm happy for them. But the point is, the fundamental issues could be helped with a few little tweaks from Konami's side. The problem is that we probably won't see that. But these are my sort of 2 cents. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Do you guys suffer from any form of, you know, PvP or ranked sort of disparity? Do you not play it? Do you just not play Master Duel whenever there's unless there's an event or something? Like, let me know your thoughts on what I've said / what you think in general about what I've said, and what these kind of issues, what do we think could Konami change? Yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope you'll stick around. Subscribe, like, and comment if you enjoyed the content. There will be other stuff, potentially a lot more positive next time. But for now, I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.